Piak leads 11-6.
Take a look at. I mean, that's spectacular.
Yeah.
Wow.
We've seen a couple of these big tankers come through here already today.
But they keep getting closer to us. Moving in, moving in.
Yeah.
Right? Beautiful shot. Guys on camera have done a terrific job. The entire crew has been out here since Wednesday. You talk about full-time work. It's been full-time work with all these games. And, of course, on Thursday, when they had the field problem, everybody was still working. Everybody had to hang around and wait because no decision was made until 4 p.m. to finally cancel everything.
Yeah, the crew's been phenomenal all this week. We get the easy part. We just get to show up, sit down, and talk baseball. But a lot of folks putting in tremendous work behind the scenes. And I'm sure they're all going to hate me for saying this, but we are far from over. 2 more games today and at least 1 tomorrow. Everyone's cursing under their breath right now. Here is Sean Blake to lead things off for Manhattan in the top of the 9th. Blake, Samillo, and Padre 2, 3, and 4 to get things started in the 9th. And they're going to need a lot here against Colin Donnelly, who has been spectacular. He's thrown 2 2/3 scoreless innings of relief. He has faced 1 more than the minimum. And now deals the 3-1, swung on right over the top of it by Blake.
Well, you got a good pitch to hit there.
So the count runs full to Sean Blake. It's 1 for 3 today. Chopped hard, but foul down the first base line. Donnelly has only thrown 32 pitches. He's been very economical. This ball is blown out of play. Blake making him work here in this first at bat of the 9th.
Turned a little bit early on that one.
Another chopper foul.
Well, with the way things have gone and Quinnipiac being a number 2 seed, it's kind of interesting. They came into town probably Tuesday or maybe Wednesday, but they're scheduled to play on Thursday as they get the big strikeout. Scheduled to play on Thursday. That was washed out, so they kind of sat around a couple of days before they even got started playing.
Yeah, they did have, pretty much everyone played, then had a day of rest. An unexpected day of rest, and then got back into it. But you're right, Quinnipiac was the lone team not to play, and this is going to be the end of the day, it looks like, for Colin Donnelly, but he has done tremendous work to get the Bobcats to this point. That is 3 scoreless innings in a 11-6 game. That is a significant job done by Donnelly, and they will make the pitching change, will the Bobcats, and with that, we will step away for a break. 2 outs away. Quinnipiac trying to close it out, leading 11-6 here on.
Is this ride safe?
Assembled it myself last night. I think I did an okay job.
Just okay?
What if something bad happens?
We just moved in the next town.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest test. Now with 5G Evolution, the first step to 5G. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here in the top of the 9th, 11-6. Quinnipiac leading and taking no chances as they turn to their closer, the MAC relief pitcher of the year, Andrew Workman, who recorded 8 saves during the regular season, posted a 1.14 ERA. They need him to get the last 2 outs of this one here in the top of the 9th.
So Colin Donnelly did a great job. They left him in there to pitch to the left-hander, got the out, then they come with the, he's truly a closer, as Workman, as you mentioned, the MAC Conference relief pitcher of the year. And he's got that unique motion that a lot of hitters have not seen. He drops down and, you know, the old submarine motion. That ball kind of comes across on a diagonal from the plate. pitcher like that, it's always tough to umpire him because very often the catcher's catching it wide of the plate, but on that kind of diagonal, the way it comes across, it nips the corner. So you'll hear a lot of people hooting and hollering because they see where the catcher catches it, when actually it does cross the plate in the strike zone. But he's a good one.
Yeah, and I think you're absolutely right. What makes him so dangerous is just the change of angle, change of perspective. You really don't get a lot of practice against anything like this, and he drops all the way down and can put some heat on it as well. So the senior is 2 outs away from leading his team to the MAC championship game tomorrow at 12 noon. And this is just a great matchup here. You've got the MAC relief pitcher of the year against the MAC rookie of the year, Workman versus Samillo, with 1 out and nobody on. Righty. First pitch, Samillo popped up in foul ground. Mask off, Bender underneath it, makes the catch. 2 away. And now Matt Padre, the last hope for the Jaspers. 1 for 3 today with an RBI single and a run scored way back in the first inning. Manhattan led at that point 3-0. They led again 6-3. And now trail 11-6. 8 unanswered runs by the Bobcats, and Workman starts him with a strike. Fouled back out of play, and now 0-2. Padre with a ground ball in fair territory, picked up by Osberg, steps on the bag, and Quinnipiac is moving on to the championship game tomorrow afternoon. They come from behind twice, trailing by 3 runs 2 separate times in this ball game. They erased both deficits and go on to win 11-6 in quite the performance this afternoon.
Tremendous performance by Quinnipiac. Never say die attitude. They came out here and really came alive and put on an offensive show, picking up 11 runs on 16 hits. So they are the number 2 seed, and they've done what they're supposed to do if you look at seeds, and they advance all the way to the championship game. For Manhattan, they won 2 games already in the tournament, so they've got nothing to hang their heads about. They have to stay optimistic and change their attitude now. You forget about this loss because they still have 1 more game to play, at least.
They do, and they know that the road from here gets pretty tough. If they want to win the MAC championship and head on to the NCAA tournament, they're going to need to win 3 games in a row, starting tonight at 7 o'clock p.m., and then they're going to have to beat this Quinnipiac team twice tomorrow, because we know that the Bobcats are moving on to the MAC championship. And standing by with Quinnipiac head coach John Delaney, let's send it down to Eddie Acapinti. Eddie?
Thank you very much. You got a cheering section over here, Coach.
Yeah. All my kids have just arrived.
This is what it's all about. And you stave off elimination now. Emotional win. It seems to be the theme of this tournament is emotion. And speak about your group getting this key win, keeping its playoff lives alive.
I mean, it's resiliency is the only word that comes to mind. I mean, the going down 3 to start the game and then battling back the tide, and then we go down by 3 again, and then we find a way to battle back. I mean, that's just resiliency. I mean, Manhattan, I mean, they played an awesome game, to be honest, and they made it extremely hard for us to get ahead. And when we finally were able to get ahead, we finally got some momentum, and that was the big key. I think the 6th inning, top of the 6th, when we put a 0 on the board, that gave us the momentum so we could kind of continue, because we've been fighting behind the entire day.
Right, it seems like the emotion of this group behind us, you can tell how much this meant to them, and it built all game towards that. You got contributions from a lot of different guys. I'll talk to Brian in a minute. This team, though, appeared to be pretty locked in.
Yeah, I mean, they were determined from the start of the game. And I think without that kind of motivation and determination, I don't think we come back from 3 runs from the start, because they came out shooting right away, and that could have put us back on our heels, and they could have kind of run away with the game, but we kind of kept fighting back, showed a little bit of fire, and we just stuck with it. Mosky, I mean, the kid had one of the best at-bats of the year. We had one from yesterday from Lutz in that win, and I mean, he did the same thing, so we just need to have more of those.
All right, Coach. Well, congratulations on this one. I'll see you tomorrow. How about that?
Sounds good. Thank you.
You got it. That's Coach John Delaney. And now we'll get to have a word with a guy. He's got to catch his breath a little bit. I don't blame him. Brian, congratulations on this tremendous win. And just you kind of catch your breath now. You got a day to now kind of gather yourself. When you have a day like this, falling behind by 3 runs twice, and you have the afternoon that you have, what does it mean to this ball club to now play for a championship?
We've been relentless all year. We've been down 5 in the 9th before. We've beaten big teams, been in big spots throughout this whole season. So being down 3 early like that, we had no doubt in our mind we were going to come back. It's just whether we can hold them, you know. And just kind of doing the little things right. Everyone contributed, 1 through 9, and that's what we got to keep doing.
Your coach mentioned one of the best at-bats he's seen all season. What's going through your mind when you're battling, and then able to come through in such a big spot like that?
Yeah, the longer that at-bat goes, the more confidence, you have as a hitter. And just got to keep battling. He was feeding me a lot of sliders. They were all day. And the new fastballs were coming here and there, but I knew they were going to go back to a slider, and I finally got one I could hit and got it through the hole. So.
Pretty good afternoon. 3 hits, 5 driven in. Trip in the finals, Brian. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That's Brian Moskey. John Delaney. Kevin, let's send it back up to you. The Bobcats, through to the championship round. They'll await the winner of what transpires over the next 2 games.
To come, and now we get into the elimination portion of the day with our next 2. But Bob, starting off our triple header coverage today, this was a wild one and a well-earned victory by Quinnipiac.
A wild one, and as I said, Quinnipiac did what you expect the number 2 seed to do, but it wasn't easy. Manhattan gave them a battle. Quinnipiac had to come back twice in this one to come away with the victory, but they just got timely hitting. They did what they had to do, and some great pitching, relief pitching certainly helped them. And, what are you going to say other than the fact that Quinnipiac has done what they're supposed to do? And it was Colin Donnelly, I thought, who kind of really just calmed things down and came in and did a terrific job in relief.
That he did, and pitches Quinnipiac into the championship game. 11-6 your final score. For Eddie Acapinti and my partner Bob Lampinen, I'm Kevin Kopp saying so long from Richmond County Bank Ballpark in Staten Island, where your final score is Quinnipiac 11, Manhattan 6. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.